question I have. So we were sat there in Noster Priory with the meeting kit out on the table, and here I've got the board on the wall. And again, for people who are not as familiar, the symbols are one thing, and they're the prompts, if you like, a bit like Six Thinking Hats. It gives you a frame in which to think. And people readily take the symbols and kind of adopt that persona. So they might be thinking about technology or process or team. When they lay them out on the board, we use a straightforward 5-box pattern. So we've got the purpose at the top. At the center of the page, we've got operations. Pinning that along from left to right, we've got marketing and customer care. And at the top, we've got relationships, and at the bottom, management and administration. And I hope it's a fair question, and I'm not sure what you think about this, but I'm thinking what you've just said, does it translate more or less to those different areas of the organizations, or do you think that it's basically a level playing field across, or have you seen some patterns that are interesting?
I think I have seen some patterns. I think in my experience, we tend to be more likely to consider things like measurement and money when we discussing issues around management, for example. We look at maybe process more when we are examining things around administration and maybe even operations, possibly sales sometimes. Around the sales process, but I think less so when we look at the customer and we look at partner aspects of the board. So I do think there's a kind of an immediate consideration around the different elements of the path, depending on the parts of the board we're looking at a given time. Yeah, I do.
And I'm interested now, I'm wondering whether the customer journey through that helps us kind of keep invisibility, marketing, and at the other end, customer care. Customer care is always the last part of the board to be populated. So from a learning and development perspective, maybe the question is there, let's just give 5 or 10 minutes to thinking about what we've learned today and how that might change the way the customer feels or has experienced what we've done, whether that's learning and development directly related to the customer journey or something else indirectly related to it. So again, another prompt there that people could use.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm actually just on Thursday, I'm going to deliver a customer care workshop, the first of 3. And in part of my diagnostic meetings I've had with the client, this has helped me go, how are your processes? You're saying that people aren't doing X, Y, and Z. But what process have you got in place to support them to make sure they're doing that? And actually that the answer comes back from them that it's an area we need to address. We're not as efficient, as effective as we can for the customer because we don't have those processes in place. So I do, back to your point about the customer journey, you know, what are our touch points and where do all of these elements of the path contribute to us getting it right? And L&D.
Excellent, Natalie. And I suppose in your scenario there, it goes without saying that for someone watching this, it's the participant and the learner that's realizing that it's a penny drop moment and a light bulb moment for them.
Yes.
Rather than us at the front with a PowerPoint telling people.
Absolutely.
It's through experience and practice that people pick up the point.
I hear a lot from particularly people new into L&D responding to a request from a client with exactly, you know, just this is what we need, here you go, rather than taking a deeper, and this would be, you know, an area I think we could all get better at, taking a deeper, broader view at what is causing these issues. Because it's not necessarily, in my experience, most of the time, it's not actually the person or their performance or their development. It's actually some of those peripheral issues that are not helping the situation.